जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि। यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि। जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि। जय राधा गोपी जना वल्लभ यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा द्वारिका धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथ धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री रुक्मिणी महाद्वादशी की जय। समवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। गीताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अमृतेषु नित्यं वाग्मतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नयननेत्राय वेणुवाद्यविहारिणे राधारसुधापानशालिनी मनमालिने महाभावस्वरूपास्त्वं कृष्णप्रिया वरीयसे प्रेमभक्ति प्रदे देवी श्रीराधिका नमोऽस्तु ते। Hare Krishna. So we'll continue from reading 52nd chapter of 10th canto, where Mother Rukmini, she has sent a letter to their lordship. And that Brahmana, he came to meet their lordship. His name was Sudev. And when Lord met him, by his own example, he showed that how one should receive the guest. What should be our code of conduct for that? And even Lord glorifies that Brahmana. And he says, Vipran swalabha santushtan sadhun bhuta suruttaman nira ahankarinaha shantan masye shirasas krita. I repeatedly bow my head in respect to those Brahmana who are satisfied with their lot, saintly, prideless, and peaceful. They are the best well-wishers of all living beings. So here Lord says that he bows down in front of them. And that's why Lord is called as a Brahmanya Deva, who worships Brahmanas. Kachidval kushalam brahman rajato yasya hi prajaha sukham vasinto vishaye palyamana same priya. After asking the well-being of Brahmana, then Lord, he asked about the king, from which kingdom he has come. He asked him, from where you have come. Actually, that's the proper way of greeting someone. Nowadays, someone comes at the door, and what he gets? The first signboard, be aware of. So who stays inside? And they will ask, what do you want? But here, Lord, he accepted him, greeted him, fed him nicely. When he was after eating, when he was taking rest, that time Lord asked him, who are you? From where you have come? What is the purpose? And on top of that, he asked also that if it is a secret, then no need to tell me the purpose why you have come here. So this is what the Atiti Satkara that should be done by the Grihasthas. But nowadays, there are no Grihasthas, so no course of conduct, And especially here, you need to take appointment. Then where is the Atiti? Atiti means whose day is not fixed to arrive at your place. He is Atiti. Atiti. And here everything goes on appointment, If you have to meet, then take appointment. Then where is that dharma or code of conduct? Then Lord asked him that, how's your king? I hope that he is taking care of his subject nicely. And he must be sukham, he must be happy. And his subjects, they must be also happy. And the person who really takes care of his subject as his own kids, he is very dear to me. That's what Lord says. And then he says, Yatasvam agato durgam nistiryeha yadichaya sarvam no bruhya guhyam chetkim karya karavamate. If it is not a secret, then please let me know what's the purpose of your visit. Why all the way you have traveled so much and came here? Evam samprashta samprashno brahmanaha parameshkina Leela grihita dehena tasmai sarvam avaranayat. Thus questioned by the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, who incarnates to perform his pastimes, the Brahmana told him everything. Brahmana told him that I came from Vidarbha and I have a very special thing that to give you. And he gives that later in the hands of their lordship. He says that this is what for you, sent by our princess, Rukmini. That was a letter written on the silk cloth with the saffron ink. And it is explained in Harivansha Puran, the way it was written, the calligraphy or handwriting was such a wonderful. Generally, some beautiful women, they don't have a beautiful handwriting. But here, Mother Rukmini, she had a really beautiful handwriting. And it's just like a well-shaped pearls which are scattered on that silk cloth. And there she writes, this is the first love letter ever in the universe written by Mother Rukmini to their Lordship. And this letter, actually each and every alphabet of this letter is immersed in the love of Mother Rukmini. And the way she writes, actually Lord sees that, he becomes very much pleased. And then he gives that letter to Brahmana. And he asks him, please read it for me. Can anybody give his own personal love letter to someone to read it? Never. But this is not a love letter of some mundane woman. Actually, it is a real love, prema bhakti, which is shown by Mother Rukmini. So it is meant for everyone. This is how one should love their Lordship. If you have such a kind of a love, then it is possible that Lord will accept you. And then the Brahmana, he starts reading. Shri Rukmini Uvacha Shrutva Gunan भुवन सुंदर शृण्वतां ते निर्विष्टकर्णविलभीहरतोऽङ्गतापम् रूपं दृशां दृश्यमताम् अखिलार्थलाभम् त्वय्येव अच्युता अविशति चित्रपत्रपं मे. She says, Shrutva Gunan Bhuvana Sundara Shunvatam. She calls their lordship as a Bhuvana Sundaram. No one is as beautiful as you in this three planetary system. That's why she called him as Bhuvana Sundaram. O beautiful of the worlds, having heard of your qualities, which enter the ear of those who hear and remove their bodily distress. Whoever hears about the beauty of the Lord, their bodily distress, angatapam, harati angatapam, she says, it goes away just by hearing about the beauty of their Lordship. And having also heard of your beauty, which fulfills all the visual desires of those who see them. Actually, when Vidurji comes and he meets Uddhava, that time he asks, how's my Lord? What he is doing? That time he says, Uddhavji, he speaks very wonderful words. He says that Tatheva channe narano kavira yah ahave Krishna mukharavindam nayanabhi pibantu nayanabhiramam kamam nayanabhiramam parthastra puta padama purasta. He says that on that battlefield of Kurukshetra, everyone was ahave. Everyone was looking at the beautiful face of their Lordship. Krishna Mukharavinda. And what he says, Nayanabi Vivandva Nayanabhiramam. They were drinking the beauty of their Lordship through their eyes. Can you imagine how contradiction is there? How much contradiction is there? All they were on the battlefield. They are ready to do or die, to kill someone, but at the same time they were seeing the beautiful face of their Lordship. And they were drinking that nectar of their Lordship's beauty. Nayanabhiramam. What a wonderful adjective that has been used here. Nayanabhiramam. Which gives the real pleasure to the eyes. That's the fulfillment of propensity of seeing someone, Nayanabhi pibantva nayanabhiramam. And then what happens? Parthastra puta padamagatasya. And all they are getting purified by the weapons or arrows shot by Partha, Arjuna. And what is their destination? Because while dying, they were seeing that beautiful face of the Lord, Padama Purasya. They were attaining the highest goal of life, that is, abode of their Lordship. And here she says that the visuals of your beauty that fulfills all the goals of life. For men, the worst thing that drags you to hell is eyes only. Because what you see, your mind gets attracted to that. So if you really want to see something, then you should see the face of the Lordship. Because it takes away harato angatapam. It takes away all the distress of your body. and it fulfills the goal or desire of your life. And that's why she says, shamelessly I have fixed my mind upon you. So if you want to perform devotional service, then you have to become a shameless. And that's what happened. Once you take up a devotional service, then you become useless for the worldly people. है यार, एक काम से गया, हमारे मतलब का है नहीं, ना पीता है, ना खाता है, ना फूकता है, ये गया काम से. And we never care about that. So unless until you become shameless in worldly affairs, you're not going to become a devotee to the Lord. And then next, she says, Katva mukunda mahati kulashila rupa vidya vayo dravidam dhama bhiratmatulyam धीरा प्रतिम कुलवती नवरणीत कन्या काले नृसिंह नरलोक मनोभिरामम्. So now she is calling their lordship as a Mukunda. Actually, Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. What you write, that you pronounce. What you pronounce, that has the same meaning. You can't derive something else. One of the richest, wealthiest language is Sanskrit. She calls the lordship here as a Mukunda. Muko means mukti, and Da means who gives. So Lord is Mukunda, who gives liberation. It's not like an English language. You write BOT, you pronounce it but, and its meaning is Parandu. Does it has any reference anywhere? You write it BOT, but rather than calling it as a but, you called it as but. You pronounce it as a but. It is one of the Daridri languages, stolen from so many places, Does not have his own existence. But what to do? Now people, everyone, they think we are so learned if you speak English. But Sanskrit is such a wonderful language. It is Sanskrita. It reforms you. So Katva Mukunda Mahati Kulashila Rupa Vidya Vayo Dravinam Dhama Abhiram Matulyam. So here she is saying that no one is equal to you in these 5 aspects. So when any woman, she looks at some man as her husband, so what she looks for actually, that has explained here. First thing is that Kula. He should be from same Kula or like a equal Kula. If she is a Kshatriya, he should be a Kshatriya, or maybe higher than that, not lower than that. Then Sheela. Sheela means character. At least he should have an equal character, Swabhava. As yesterday we have discussed, what are the qualities of Mother Rukmini? What she had. She was intelligent, buddhi, rupa, lakshana, vidya. She had all 6 wonderful qualities which the bride should have. So same way here she is saying When the bride looks at the bridegroom, so she looks for these qualities. He should be equal in kula, he should be equal in character, he should be equal in rupa, in beauty, he should be equal in vidya, knowledge, he should be equal, at least equal in vaya, that is ayu, that is age. There should not be a much gap. At least he should be equal in dravinam, wealth, and dham. At least he should have his own place, And he should be dhira, he should be sober, not immature. Nowadays they call baby, or babu. What kind of a maturity is there in that then? Baby or babu? Huh? And here, when she is looking at all this aspect, then she says that there is no one like you. Because Kula, he belongs to Chandravansha, Moon Dynasty. Characters, she herself called him as a Achyuta. Achyuta means who never fall down. Who never fall down from keeping his words, his promises, from his character. So Sheila is character. So he is like topmost. He is a Shilavan. Rupa, beauty. He is the grandfather of, no, he is the father of Kamadeva. Kamadeva was born as Pradyumna, son of Mother Rukmini. हाँ? काम के बाप है वो, तो उनकी ब्यूटी क्या होगी, रूप क्या होगा? हाँ? And Brahma Samhita says, no one is equal to him. Kandarapa koti kamaniya vishesha shobha. Billions of Kandarpas, Cupids, they are nothing in front of his beauty. Vidya, Vedesha sarvai rahameva vedyo vedanta krit vede videvasya. He says that he is the one who created all these Vedas. So whatever knowledge you see in this cosmic manifestation, that is manifested from him. Vaya, what is his ayu, his age? Anadhiradir. There is no end and there is no beginning for him. And still he is Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavanam. Even though he is the oldest, but he looks ever youthful. Nitya Nutuna Navayama. That's his age. Dravinam, wealth. He was staying in the Dwarka, which was made up of gold. Suvarnapuri. It was called as a city of gold. So, what you can compare in the wealth? And Dham, that's his place, which is eternal. So she says, who will be that girl who will not get attached to such a person as a husband? She says here, Dhiram Pati Kulavati Navrunoti Kanya. Who will be that chaste girl from the really wonderful dynasty that she will not desire to have such a person as a husband? Kale Nrsimha Naraloka Mano Abhiramam. And you are like the Narasimha. You are topmost among the human beings. And then in the next verse she says, Tanme bhavan khalu vrittapatiyam gajaya आत्मार्पितश्च भवतो अत्र विभो विधेहि माविर्भागभिर्षतुर्चैद्यारा गोमायुवन्मृगपते बलिमम्बुजाक्ष. This verse is very wonderful. She says that, therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, let Shishupal never touch the hero's portion like a jackal stealing the property of a lion. She said, Tanme Bhavan Khaluvritta Paritanga Jayam. Already I have accepted as my husband. Because whenever the guests or brahmanas or pilgrimage, they used to come to Vidarbha. They used to come in the assembly of Bhishmak, King Bhishmak. They used to glorify about the beauty, the character, the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. And by hearing that, already she decided that she is going to get married with Krishna and he will be her husband. So already she has given her heart. And she said that as per the Gandharva Vivaha, I have already married to you because I have accepted you as my husband. So please come and take me and marry me and make me your wife. And there she gives one nice anecdote. She says that Gomayuvat, Gomayu means jackal. As jackal can't take the share of lion, so how come the Shishupal will come and take me as his wife? I belong to you. So please come and take me. And then she gives a strategic planning to their lordship, how he should come and kidnap her from there. So here she shows her political understanding. And she says here, Purteshtadatra niyamavratadev vitra Guru Archanadi Viralam Bhagavan Paresha Aradhito Yadi Gadagrajityapanim Granatu Bhina Damagosha Sutadayoni. Oh, actually, that's in the next verse. Here she says that if I have sufficiently worshipped the Supreme Personality of a Godhead by pious works, sacrifices, charity, rituals, and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, brahmanas, and gurus, then may Gadagraja come and take my hand, and not the Damaghosha's son or anyone else. So here, after hearing this, we can understand that it's not that Rukmini is going to accept Lord a very general way, but she has done so many things in her previous lifetimes that had made her qualified to accept their Lordship as a husband. As Brahmaji also says that, Krita Punya Punja, what the pious activities that this Gopas they have done, that Lord has become their son and he is playing in their courtyard. Bahuta Sukrutanchi Zodi Majaga Vitthalavadi. Means you need to have a heaps of pious credits in that you have performed in previous life. That makes you qualified to connect yourself with Krishna. And that's what Mother Rukmini is saying, that that I have done. Purteshu, previously, I have followed all the niyamas, vratas, deva, vipra, guru, archana. I have worshipped the devatas, brahmanas, gurus. And if all that pious credits are there, and because of that, I'm able to get you as a husband. And if I'm not able to get, then I'm ready to perform all that acts for another millions of lifetimes. But I'm desiring only for you. If you have that kind of attachment and what we can say, if you are that much desperate to attain Krishna, then it's possible that Lord accepts you. Then she says further that Shobhavini pramajitotpahen vidarbha Gupta samet pratana parita Nirmatya chaidya nagatendra balam prasayya Mam rakshasena vidinodvahavirya shulkam. So here she is giving the strategic planning. How you should come and take me away from here. She says that, oh unconquerable, that is what Amita Tejasaha or Ajitaha. Oh unconquerable one, tomorrow when my marriage ceremony is about to begin, you should arrive unseen in Vidarbha and surround yourself with the leaders of your army. Then crush the forces of Chedi and Magadendra, that is Jarasandha, and marry me in the Rakshasa style, winning me with your valor. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Vallabhacharya, they writes here that she is Kshatriya woman. So she is Virya Shulka. If you want to get her, then you have to show your valor. If you have enough valor, then only a Kshatriya woman can accept that person. And that's why she says, Shwob Bhavinam. So tomorrow you should come, because day after tomorrow I'm going to get married. And before one day, as per our custom, we go out for taking blessings and worship, going out to worship the Ambika, their Kula Devata, and take her blessings. Even today also, in the marriage ceremony, the first thing that the bride she does, that she worships Ambika Devi. For what? To get a Garhastya Sukha. Because Lord Shiva and Ambika, they are the first couple in this universe. And to attain the proper household happiness, they need to have the worship, they need to have the blessings of Gauri Hara, Lord Shiva and Gauri. And that's why even Mother Rukmini, she was going out of her palace to have a darshan of Ambika and worship her. So she's giving him a clue that, oh, you may be thinking that how is it possible that a princess, she's staying in her palace and without killing any of her relatives, I have to take her from the palace. But don't worry, I'm coming out of palace because tomorrow is the day when we go generally to worship. So from there you can kidnap me. And she says that, how? Rakshasena Vidhi. There are 8 kinds of marriages explained in the Vedic scripture. Or Yajnavalkya Smriti, they have given that, Grahya Sutras, that there is Brahma, Prajapatya, Arsha, Gandharva, Pishacha, Rakshasi, and there are 3 more, forgot. The best one is considered as a Brahma or Arsha, where properly Kanyadan has done. Generally, Kshatriyas, they get married through Gandharva system or through Rakshasi Vidhi, because generally the Kshatriya princes, they have a Swayamvar. They choose their husband. Or that depends upon the valor of that particular king. So that time they have to fight and take away her from the clutches of other kings. So that was like a Rakshasi Vidhi. So she is saying that you come and take me in the Rakshasi Vidhi, take me away from here, kidnap me from here. So she is giving the clue to Lord that this is how things should happen with us, you know. And then further she says, Yasyangripankajarajaasnapanam mahanto Vanchantyamapapatiravamatmatamopahatte Yaryambujasnanalabaye bhavat prasada Jriya asankatakrishan shatajannabhisyat. So here she says, O lotus-eyed one, great souls like Lord Shiva hanker to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet and thereby destroy their ignorance. If I can obtain your mercy, I shall simply give up my if I cannot obtain your mercy, I shall simply give up my vital force, which will have become weak from the severe penances I will perform. Then after hundreds of lifetimes of endeavor, I may obtain your mercy. So here Acharya says the divine Rukmini's extraordinary dedication to Sri Krishna is possible only on the spiritual platform, not in the fragile world of a mundane affection. So this is what her dedication for attaining their lordship. And then the Brahmana says, Itteva guhya sandesha yadudeva maya rataha vimbrusha kartum yachatra kriyatam tadantaram. My Lord, this is what the confidential message that I brought for you. O Lord of the Yadus, please consider what must be done in the circumstances and do it at once. And when Lord heard that, he said, okay, that's good. He says that, Yataham apiyat tachitto nidram nallabhe nishihi vedaham rukminam dveshan mat moho nivaritaha. Just as Rukmini's mind is fixed on me, my mind is fixed on her. I can't even sleep at night. I know that Rukmini, out of envy, has forbidden our marriage. Rukmini has dedicated herself exclusively to me, and her beauty is flawless. I will bring her here after thrashing those worthless kings in battle, just as one brings a blazing flame out of a firewood. And then Shukadeva Goswami explains that Lord Madhusudana also understood the exact lunar time of Rukmini's wedding. Thus he told his drivers, Daruka, ready my chariot immediately. And then Daruka, he yoked Lord's horses to the chariot and he came in front of their lordship. And Lord has a chariot which has 4 horses, and their names are Shaibya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa, and Balahaka. So these are the one. And they were like so powerful and so fast, like a mind, you know. So all the way from Dwarka to Vidarbha, it's almost like a 1200 kilometers. And that they have to cross within 6 hours. And he asked Daruka, let's go. We have to go there. And without telling anyone, without informing anyone in Dwarka, Lord just started for the Vidarbha. Very wonderfully it is said by Shukdev Goswami. Aruya Senandanam Shauri Dvijam Aropya Trangaihi Anarvatkin Ratraina Vidarbha Nagaram Atvaihi. Lord Shauri mounted his chariot and had a Brahmana do likewise. Then the Lord's swift horses took them from Anartha district to Vidarbha in a single night. Raja Sakundyanapathi Putra Snehanushagah Shushupalam Swam Kanya Dasena Karmanya Karayat. King Bhishmaka, the master of Kundinapur, having succumbed to the sway of affection for his son, was about to give his daughter to Shushupa, the king of Chedi and son of Damghosh. And all they were ready for that, to get her married to Shushupa. Then the wonderful explanation about the preparation has explained here. This is what used to happen, you know. The king had main avenues, commercial roads, and intersection thoroughly cleaned and then sprinkled with water. And he also had a city decorated with the triumphant archways and multicolored banners on the poles. The men and women of the city, arrayed in spotless raiment and anointed with the fragrant sandalwood paste, wore a precious necklaces, flower garlands, and jeweled ornaments. And their opulent homes were filled with the aroma of agaru. Pitrun devan samadhyarcha vipransha vedat nrapaha ojayitva yathat nyayam vachayasam mangalam. O king, in accordance with the prescribed rituals, Maharaj Bhishmak worshipped the forefathers, demigods, and brahmanas, feeding them all properly. Then he had the traditional mantra chanted for the well-being of the bride. So he got done the Nandi Shraddha, then Swasti Vachana. Snusnatam Sudati Kanyam Kautukam Mangalam Ahatam Shukayugmena Bhushitam Bhushanottamai. The bride cleaned her teeth and bathed, after which she put on the auspicious wedding necklace. Then she was dressed in a brand new upper and lower garments and adorned with the most excellent jeweled ornaments. Chakruhu samagram janvruthim rakshan dvijottamaha purohito atharva vidvai juva graha shantaye. The best Brahmana chanted mantras of Rigveda, Samveda, and Yajurvedas for the bride's protection, and the priest learned in the Atharva Vedas offered oblation to fire to pacify the controlling planets. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Atharva Veda often deals with the pacifications of unfavorable planets. So it gives the remedial measures for that. Hiranyarupan savasansi tilansha gudamishvitan pradha shunasya viprebhyo raja vidhividam varaha. Outstanding in the knowledge of regulative principles, the king rewarded the brahmanas with the gold, silver, clothing, cows, and sesame seeds mixed with the raw sugar. एवं चेदिपति राजा दमघोषा सुता वै कारयामास मंत्रज्ञैः सर्व अद्भुतयोचितम्. Raja Damaghosh, lord of Chedi, had also engaged Brahmanas expert in chanting mantras to perform all rituals necessary to assure his son's prosperity. Matchudebhir janikaihi syanandane hemamalihi Satyam Sankule Sainyah Paritaha Kundinam Yayau. King Damagosh traveled to Kundina accompanied by armies of elephant, excluding Mada, chariot hung with the golden chains, and numerous cavalry and infantry soldiers. Bhishmaka, the lord of Vidarbha, came out of his city and met King Damaghosha, offering him tokens of respect. Bhishmaka then settled Damaghosha in the residence specially constructed for the occasion. Then Shishupala's supporters, Shalva, Jarasandha, Dantavakra, Viduratha, all came along with Poundraka and thousands of other kings. So all who were like uh, enemies to their lordship, they were from Shishupal's side. So here he says that Krishna Ramad Vishoyattaha Kanya Chaidya Sadhyatam Yadaditya Haret Krishno Ramadhyay Yadubhitaha Yotsamaha Samhastane Iti Nishyata Manasaha Ajagabhurguja Sarve Samagra Balavahana. To secure the bride for Shishupal, the king who envied Krishna and Balram came to following the decision among themselves. If Krishna comes here with the Balram and other Yadus to steal the bride, we shall band together and fight him. Thus those envious kings went to the wedding with their entire armies and a full complement of a military conveyance. So here we can see they had a fear in their heart. And that's why they came well prepared to fight with the Lord. They were knowing that he is going to come. So they were all well prepared for that. Shrutvaidat Bhagavan Rama Vipakshi Yanopatyamaha Krishna Chaikam Gatam Hartum Kanyam Kalasha Shakitaha Balena Mahata Sadam Atrusneinat Pariluptaha Tvarita Kundinam Pragat Gaja Ashvaratha. When Lord Balaram, he heard about this preparation of the inimical kings and how Lord Krishna had set off alone to steal the bride, he feared that a fight would ensue. Immersed in affection for his brother, he hurried to Kundina with a mighty army consisting of infantry and soldiers riding on elephants, horses, and chariots. Bhishmakanya Vararoha Kankshantya Gamanam Harehe Patya Pattim Pashanti Dvijasya Chintayat Tada. The lovely daughter of Bhishmak anxiously awaited the arrival of Krishna. But when she did not see Brahmana return, she thought as follows. Aho Trimantari Udvaho me Alparadhasaha Nagachanti Arvindaksho Naham Vedam Mitra Karanam. So apina vartade api mat sandesh haro dvijaha. Princess Rukmini thought, alas, my wedding is to take place when the night ends. How unlucky I am. Lotus-eyed Krishna does not come. I don't know why. And even Brahmana's messenger has not returned. Apimayyat matmatva drushva kanchim juguspitam matpani grahanena nunam nayatihi krutodyamaha. Perhaps the faultless Lord, even while preparing to come here, saw something contemptible in me and therefore has not come to take my hand. Durbhagaya name dhata nanukolo maheshwara devi va vimukhi gauri rudrani girija sati. I am extremely unfortunate, for the Creator is not favorably disposed toward me, nor is the great Lord Shiva, or perhaps Shiva's wife Devi, who is known as a Gauri, Rudrani, Girija, and Sati, has turned against me. Evam chintayati bala govinda ritamanasaha nyamiliyat kaladnyo netre chashru kakule. As she thought in this way, the young maiden, whose mind had been stolen by Krishna, closed her tears-filled eyes, remembering that there was still time. एवं वद्वा प्रतीक्षन्त्या गोविन्दागमनं नृप वाम उरु भुर्जो नेत्र स्फुरन् प्रिय भाषिणः. So here, as per the Samudrik Shastra, what are the symptoms? If something good going to happen, then how the women they can make it out? That has explained here. O king, as the bride thus awaited the arrival of Govinda, she felt a twitch in her left thigh, arm, and eye. This was a sign that something desirable would happen. अथ कृष्ण विनिर्दिष्टा सैव द्विजसत्तमाः अंतपुरश्चरीं देवीं राजपुत्री ददर्शः. Just then that purest of learned Brahmana, following Krishna's order, came to see the divine princess Rukmini within the inner chambers of the palace. Satam prahashtavadanyat ratmaganim gatim sati alakshya lakshana bhutnya samprachya prachati smita. Noting the Brahmana's joyful face and serene movements, saintly Rukmini, who could expertly interpret such symptoms, inquired from him with a pure smile. Tasya aveda praptam shasasam yadunandanam uktam cha satyam vachanam apnoti upanayanam prati. The Brahmana announced to her the arrival of Lord Yadunandan and relied the Lord's promise to marry her. And Princess Vaidehi was overjoyed to learn Krishna's arrival. Not finding anything at hand suitable to offer the Brahmanas, she simply bowed down to him. Those are the royal families. When they become happy, immediately they wanted to give something, you know. So she wanted to give, but she was not having anything in the hand. So she's just offered pranam to Brahmana. Madhuparkam upaniyam vasansi virajansi saha upayanam avishtat vidivats pujayam. Presenting with the Madhuparka, new clothing and other desirable gifts, he worshipped them according to the standards of the ritual. Oh, sorry. When king came to know that Krishna and Balaram both had arrived to the city, so he immediately came out and he greeted them, offered them Madhupark and everything that the royal gesture or royal welcome that he offered to them. And then he understood, now I don't have to worry. My daughter is going to get married with Krishna only because he has come. Now wonderful explanation is here. Krishnam agata akaranya vidarbha puravasina agatya netranjalibhi papusthan mukha pankajam. When the residents of Vidarbha heard that Lord Krishna had come, they all went to see him. With the cup palms of their eyes, they drank the honey of his lotus face. Nayanabhi pivanta nayanabhi. What they did? They made cup of their eyes to collect the honey, the beauty of their Lordship. What a wonderful explanation is there. Asaiva bharvya bhavitam rukmin arhati na paraha asavapanya bhishmya samuchita patihi. Hey, he is the one whom our princess should get married. That's what they will decide. He is the suitable person for her, no one else. Kinchit suracharitam yassan tushtosti lokakrit anugrahat grahatu vaivadalvya panim achyutaha. May Achyuta, the creator of the three worlds, be satisfied with whatever pious work we may have done and show his mercy by taking the hands of Vaidarvi. So this is what the good wishes they had in their heart for the princess, for Rukmini. A common residents of Vidarbha, they were thinking like that she should get married to Lord, not anyone. If we have done some pious credits, with that credit, she should get married to Achyuta. Achyuta should accept her hand. Evam prema kala baddha vadanti sma purokasaha kanya chantapurat Vaitya Gupta Ambikalayam. And then, bound by their Swelling love, the city's residents spoke in this way. Then the bride, protected by God, left the inner palace to visit the temple of Ambika. And as soon as she came out and they saw her, the assembled kings, they fell down from their horses, from their uh, elephants where they were sitting by seeing her beauty. And that time, when everyone was seeing her, the lion came and took her away. As the lion comes and take away his share from the jackals, the Lord came and he took her away from there. And then there was a big war, then they had a fight, they got defeated. But Lord came to Dwarika and there was a great marriage ceremony. If really somebody wants to know how to live in the Grahastha life, then this particular episode, and there's one more, where how Mother Rukmini, she showed her wonderful character as a wife. And because of that, how Lord got attracted to her. And they had a wonderful Grihastha life. So Lord, whenever He comes, He performs particular pastimes. He does it for Shikshartham, to teach us. He is not bound to do all that things. But still He does that to show us that how one should live in this material world and be happy. What are the codes of conduct according to your ashrama, according to your dharma that you should follow? And that has been seen in this wonderful pastime of Rukmini Swayamvar. Shri Dwarkadish Bhagavan ki, Shri Rukmini Dwarkadish ki. Thank you so much.